Hey there, fellow Terrarians. Today I'm going to show you a very quick and easy guide to farm Ichor in a Crimson world, and also vitamins, obviously. That is a major chore for many new players, as far as I see. Okay, so let's fix that easy. Okay, so as you can see here, I've set up a closed space, right? Very small space, and kind of a narrow rectangular area. Inside there are no walls, pretty much. There is a reason for that, so the mobs can actually spawn there. And as you notice, the floor is one thin layer of crimstone blocks. Why? Because we want crimson mobs to spawn there. But yet there's not enough blocks to turn it into a crimson biome, which is good because we don't want it to become a crimson biome. Okay, so as you can see, it's inside my big caverns layer base, and it's all walled around. So essentially what happens here, that the only mobs that are gonna spawn around us are going to be the ones spawning inside this rectangular space, this cage. Okay, so this is very easy, but and it's easy to build. But usually what happens if you're playing this game for the first time, you probably would do something else. You'd probably venture down into the underground crimson like this, and you would probably start farming, and shortly after you'll notice that, wait a second, no stickers, Ichor stickers, and no floaties, floaty growths, they don't spawn. Why? And it shows here, it's underground. What's wrong? Well, the problem is we're not deep enough. Okay, so even though on Wikipedia or Terraria wiki suggests that it's underground crimson, it's actually more like caverns layer crimson. But look here, as soon as we set up this arena, and also I'm standing right next to a water candle, and there is also next to me a gnome statue for extra luck. You know, we need some luck in our drops. But look at this, here you go, sticker, Ichor sticker, and you would see them in numbers. Okay, so this is a very easy way to farm them. Now I'm using a particular weapon, and I don't recommend using it if you are not restricted by choice of weapon, right? So I'm using boomerangs because this is a part of my boomerang only journey, which is exciting but may not be always as efficient as, you know, when you're unrestricted. So Ichor stickers spawn, as you can see, but I'm not seeing any floaties, right? So why? The reason is that I'm standing behind a walled space that I placed, so player placed walls. Now you see what I'm doing here? If we break the walls, if you break the walls behind you, okay, so, and make it right away, look at this, on the left you would see the first floaty grows. Okay, so now you know that essentially what you need to do is two things. You need to be at caverns deep level, in the caverns layer of the world, and you also have to stand, have to be in a place with no walls behind you. So once we achieve that, look what happens. Now we have both Ichor stickers and floaties spawning, in addition to every other crimson, underground crimson and cavern crimson mob, right? So while this is good, and it's an efficient way to farm Ichor, we still want to increase our chances. So, but how do we do that? Well, the mob spawn rate here is not perfect yet. So as you can see here, we have pretty good spawn rate of Ichor stickers, and they're easy to eliminate. And this is master mode. And by the way, this is very safe for hardcore as well, because there is literally very little chance of mobs escaping if you're using a decent weapon. You just need to pay attention, because floaties can pass through walls, and also there's there's another mob that can pass through walls. Okay, so Ichors cannot do anything to you as long as you leave just a 1 block wide opening and you can shoot using whatever weapon of choice, right? So early hard mode, this is totally viable, totally doable. As you can see here, we got the Blindfold, which is great. This is one of the items for the crafting your Ankh shield, which we will do a guide on that later. As you can see here, we can already see 4 floaties in a row. That's pretty intense. Okay, so it's very good. Maybe not using the most efficient weapon to kill them, but that's okay. So as long as if you're happy with that, that's good. But can we improve this even more, even further? In how? So essentially, we need to look at the spawn rate formula. Okay, so first of all, we're in the underground cavern layer, pretty much forest cavern layer, or forest biome. And spawn rates here are not that great. Okay, so we can actually double the base spawn rate by using a different biome. So which biome should we use here? And in here, as you can see, I'm creating very quickly here. I'm creating in a caverns layer jungle biome, right? So just put some like a grid, as you can see on the right side. There's a grid of mud blocks, and a couple of grass seeds, jungle grass seeds. And as you can see, they spread very, very fast. Essentially, it will take you a couple minutes sleeping in bed until this whole place turns into a jungle. And you'll hear jungle music. The moment it happens, there you go. We're in the jungle now. Okay, so you can notice right away that the spawn rates are much better. Okay, so now we're in a jungle. We're also, oh, look at this. See, we got a mimic going right away. Okay, so this is quite interesting because this turns out this is actually also a very efficient way to farm mimics, and you would want to do that, right, for multiple items. So as you can see here, okay, so, but what if we add to that also the battle potion? Okay, so now we have underground jungle, water candle, battle potion. We have some torches matching underground jungle around us. They add a little bit of luck. We also have a statue of gnome, adds a little bit more luck because it increases our chances of getting rare drops. Okay, so and you can see here, we can see, definitely notice a spawn rate increase. Okay. With this approach, you really don't need to travel anywhere. You don't need to be in Crimson. You don't need to set up, any traps and stuff, right? You could potentially, yes. You could even do some lava traps and stuff and try to do it AFK. Though I do not recommend that. I personally try to be more involved in farming, right? So, and you can just hold left click and just farm these mobs easily. So okay guys, as you can see, this method really works. Okay, so the entire floor is now covered with Crimson Axe. Like no, this is a dangerous enemy. It can pass through blocks, so be careful. Also, the floaties, obviously, that could be very dangerous. Another thing you notice, I'm using banners. As soon as you have 50 kills of any type of mob, you'll get a banner. Place it immediately. So obviously it helps a lot. There you go, we get another mimic. So as you can see, farming mimics this way is actually quite doable, because we've been only a couple minutes. Look, another one right away. It's amazing. Except for Crimson Mimics. If you notice the Crimson Mimic, if you're playing in Master Mode in Hardcore, you probably want to retreat, because you don't want to get cornered by it, and they're very hard, very tough, not easy to kill, and require quite a bit of advanced gear. But check this out, how many floaties we're getting in a row. So we're approaching 50 floaties already, within minutes, essentially. So since I started doing that. And this farm is really efficient. It's very easy. It's not AFK, obviously, but it's very easy. And check this out, we're actually going to break 50 floaties, which took us, I don't know, probably 10-15 minutes since I started recording this. Yeah, it's getting there. So pretty much every mob that spawns in Crimson Underground and Crimson Caverns layer will be available here, plus the mimics, but nothing else. Note that there is nothing else spawning around us because we're inside a walled base, and on the far right side I actually have some NPCs which are they're actually helping to create this NPC friendly zone, which with low spawn rate, and there's no mobs around, obviously. And on the left side, again, there are walls except for this rectangular space. So are we going to get our vitamins though? That's a $1 million question at this point. So let's see. Not yet. But I'm pretty positive we will, because well, there you go, 50 floaties. We actually did it quite easily. Okay, so and look, 3 in a row. That's pretty good. 4. So yeah, definitely can notice increase in spawn rates and quite significant spawn rates of stickers. Like you can see that this approach we will get hundreds of Ichor pretty much right away. And yeah, so there you go, guys. We are at 57 floaties now. That is pretty intense. So while we're farming, look at this. We get vitamins. We get our vitamins, guys. So we got pretty much every drop that we were looking for within minutes. So now we have vitamins and hundreds of Ichor. And so that's it. That's about it. The farm is pretty easy. As I said, you can do it early, hard mode. The only recommendation I have is prepare the underground caverns layer base before hard mode. Alright guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.